Hey everybody, it's Martha. Welcome back. Today we're going to work on some more ephemera for the journal that journals. I'm now making 3 instead of 2. So, yeah. And I'm behind. I'm behind. I'm sort of struggling a little bit. So, I watched Rachel, Roxy Creations, make some postage stamps when she was decoupaging napkins, and since that's something that I'm really into right now, I thought, oh yeah, why not? Because you know, I'm gonna need stuff for the journals, so why not? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I have many way too many choices of what to use for gluing or decoupaging, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take out my choices, and we're going to see what we come up with. I mean, other than regular glue, you know, there's always that. So let's see. I'm just kind of poking around here. So you can always use Oohoo or my favorite, the Scotch glue. You can use Collage Podge. You can use Mod Podge, but I don't like it. Oh, look at that. I'm not even in frame. Collage Podge, Scotch glue. Bear with me today, please. I don't know. It's been a week. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I do know what's wrong. There's the tinted distress medium from Tim Holtz, Ranger, and there's that distress. And so, yeah, I'll get into all that. Like I said, you could use Collage Podge. Where are my... There's my Liquitex matte gel. Could use that. I really like this stuff. I really like the Tim Holtz distress medium, the matte, and that's my ginormous bottle of gesso that I'll just stick over there. Okay, so of course we need napkins, and I have all kinds of napkin bits in my folder right here, and I have this little bucket of bits and bobs of papers. So I hope the angle is okay on the camera. I hope the light is okay, and it looks like I have to come this way with my... let's see. Okay, I don't know. Experimenting and trying things. So, yeah. So I'm going to... This is just some leftover paper that I cut off from a 12 by 12, and I really like it. So we're going to try and find some napkins with small enough designs on them, like Rachel did. And of course my folder doesn't want to stay open. So please cooperate. This has just been a day and a week and so forth. Ooh, this would make a good one. Okay, we're going to play with this. And so Rachel over at Roxy Creations, you know, she did this, and I will try to remember, and if I don't, you can remind me below to link it. But she made some videos because she's away in Australia right now. So she actually said that cutting around them, she thought that worked better than tearing them. And I'm trying to remember now. It wasn't that long ago when I saw it, but I'm trying to remember now. I think she just put them on, and then she glued them down and then cut them out with the scissors that are for stamps, so they look like little miniature postage stamps. So I think that's what we'll do. I have the scissors. This is a Fisker's Paper Edgers stamp, is what it's called. And it came in a set of, I think, 3 in Walmart. And I never know whether to cut these out first or glue them first and then, I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably going to mumble a bunch today, and my husband, oh, see, big sigh, and I blew everything away. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put. Some junk mail. Okay, we'll use a little of the collage page first and see how that goes. So, my husband has been sick with a pretty bad cold, so I couldn't record anything last week. And he was hacking and coughing and watching TV, and that's right in the next room. So I was sort of stuck. I couldn't really record anything. So I am here now. Hopefully I'm giving this all enough room to cut around with the scissors. And so this morning I made a couple of Christmas cards, one for my friend that I'm meeting with tomorrow, and one who shall remain nameless because they'll be getting it in a package through the mail. And I don't know, I've just kind of been a little bit in the dumps, I guess. I'm very affected by things that happen to people. Basically, from everything I've read, I would consider myself an empath. And I'm very in tune to things that go on, tragedies and people getting sick and having stuff wrong with them, and you know, when it's people you care about, I sort of get wrapped up in it and then feel like, I don't know, very, very close to them, even though I might not be really in real life. Like, I don't even have to know the people. I just kind of get wrapped up in it. And I try really hard not to, but it's just kind of the way I've always been. So, yeah. So there's that. And, all right, time for something different. I'm bored. These are napkins that I stamped on myself. This one didn't come out so great. I don't like it with the brown archival ink, but the ones with the black archival ink came out really nice. I'll show you those. And these are just, here's some more brown ones. These are just napkins, the backs that you tear off. Excuse me, when you're going to use, see, this one didn't come out well at all. I mean, it's okay, but it really didn't come out very well at all. It bled a lot. And this one too. But the black came out very nice, and I really like it. So, yeah. So I just use the backs of the napkins when you tear them off, and they work out very nice for blending in when you tear them out and you glue them in or on. They make wonderful. Boy, I can't cut anything today. Holy moly. When you cut them out or tear them out and you glue them on as a background, they blend in really, really nicely. I like the way it happens. And I've been using them a lot for my background papers and decoupaging and collaging and whatever you want to call it. So I'm just tearing that. I like to tear them better anyway. So yeah, so that's something that I did when I really was like, okay, I need something really mindless to do because I'm letting things get to me. And so I did this last week. Took a bunch of my white napkin backs and I just went to town stamping, and it goes really fast. Like, if you're just stamping all over a piece of white tissue paper, it just seems to fly by. And then I was looking for more, you know, like, okay, what else can I stamp? And since I have a lot of these little ones, I think I will give these a go on this paper too. And we'll see how it turns out. So, anywho's, yeah. And I keep reading about things or watching YouTube videos of, well, that didn't work very well. It tore the wing off. Sorry, little bee. Yeah, like there's this Facebook page called Retire to Maine. And because I know I'll never retire to Maine, but, you know, because I love Maine, it's where my heart is. There's this one couple from North Carolina who've been dreaming for years and years, and he seems even more excited than she is, his wife, about going to Maine and living there now that he's retiring and she's going to retire. Well, you know, she wasn't feeling well, and she went to a doctor's appointment. Well, he went up to Maine before her, and when she got there, she had to tell him that she has a brain aneurysm, and that you know, she's going to have surgery and all this other stuff. I mean, just when they're getting ready to live out their dream, you know, it's so disheartening to hear that stuff. And I mean, I've been through my own medical stuff. I've shared before. I mean, in 2007, I had a massive heart attack and died. Luckily, my husband was driving me to the hospital when it was happening. And as soon as I got into the hospital ER and they made me lay backwards, which I didn't want to do because that's when it hurt more, that's when I died. And the poor guy had to stand there and watch me die, and then watch them as they tried to bring me back, just like on TV with the paddles and everything. And so yeah, it's, you know, that's a pretty traumatic event for both of us. And then I had uterine cancer in 2011, 5 years later, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 years later, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 years later. Hey, I've told you, math is not my strong suit. And, you know, that was no fun. And ended up having a total hysterectomy. Luckily, it wasn't very advanced. And I did not have to have, like, chemo or anything, radiation or anything afterwards. They took everything out and followed up for 5 years and said I was good. So, you know, that's a blessing, right? But I know how it is when you're going through that kind of stuff. I know everybody has their stuff they're going through. People have chronic diseases, and, you know, I try not to complain. Trust me. I know how precious my life is to me. I always say that's 2011 is my second birthday. Because it actually, 2007, when I had the heart attack, it was actually 4 days after my birthday, after my 51st birthday. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, it was an experience. But I'm stubborn, and I'm hard-headed. I'm a Taurus, and I'm Irish. And so, I didn't let it get me down. These are cute. Of course, you know me and butterflies, right? Okay, so I'm going to use the Liquitex next. Now, the Liquitex, maybe, if I can open it, is a lot thicker. It doesn't pour out. It's a matte medium, which also acts as a glue. So, now I know Rachel, you don't put your glue down first. You just glue right over the top of everything. I've never seen it done that way before, but yours seem to come out just fine. But I still kind of just go with my old habit of putting the glue down first and then doing it over the top. So I don't know. Am I going to squeeze 2 more small ones on here? Yeah, I think. Can I? Can I do it? Sure, I can. I can do anything I set my mind to. I have, I will, and I can. And that one's lacking a little bit. Oops. Oh, and see, it still came up. Okay. Well, that one's not going to work. Now. Not now. It's not going to work. Let's see. Let's get a little tiny flower off here. Okay. I thought there was a little one here. Let's try this one. Alrighty. Oh. Man. Anyway. So between my husband being sick and all these people that I hear about that are having troubles, it's really sort of got me in the dumps. And I don't do well around the holidays anyway. I don't know what it is. I don't know that I've ever really gotten into the holidays. I mean, when you have little kids around, you do it because it's for them. And honestly, I don't know. I just have never... Oh, we'll see if that comes out or not when I cut it. Okay, that one's going to have to dry before I can cut into it. Dry. I could put it over on my radiator heater that I have going on in here. But that would mean I'd have to get up and move. And I don't think I'm going to do that. So let's do one more. Let's do one more and play around a little bit. Do I or don't I? What do I want to use next? Ooh, that's pretty. That is really pretty. Oops, look at that. Told you I'm a mess. I'm sharing my mess with the scissors. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. So I have some more napkins here. So I have... What else do I have? What can I use here? Use this bit here. Nah. I can use that. I don't think there's anything on there I want. I can make them bigger, right? I can make big ones. I don't know if I want big ones, though. That's not going to work. Unbury the scissors, Martha. Here. Use this. We shall use this. Not going my way. Okay. Really like this paper. All right. Gotta leave enough room to cut around the edges with the scissors. Oh, I've also been stamping on these brown napkins because I picked them up in Ephemera. Probably not something I'm supposed to do, but I picked them up in Ephemera. And then I stamp on them. They're single ply anyway, so I just stamp on them. All right, let's see. What happens if I just sort of tear this right down here? Well, we'll see how these come out. Hopefully I like them and I can use them on stuff. This is the kind of thing I could sit and do all day because it's just sort of, you don't have to overthink it. So that one's going to be a little bit bigger. Yep. So do you guys have your Christmas shopping done? I do. Well, I think I do. I feel like I do. My problem is, as soon as I go to wrap the stuff, I'm like, oh, this one needs more. That one needs more. And I don't want to do that this year. So I'm sort of waiting till the last minute to wrap mine. And wrapping consists of putting them in bags. So this could go over a lot further. Yep, gift bags. Gift bags are the way to go. Certainly are. Can we have one that's just green? Sure, why not? Right? Okay. What else? Ooh, look at these. These are my good ones. Okay. These little blue flowers. Okay. There we go. That's pretty. So once we get these done, I will probably pull out the papers and show you what I got together for the journal, all the papers that I'm putting in it. So yesterday, remember I mentioned that I watched the video by Treasure Books about making faux handmade paper. And yesterday, it did not rain. And that's significant because for the last, let's see, it did not rain yesterday, but it rained 2 days before that. And I don't like the square bottom on that, but it's not going to show anyway, Martha. Get over it. It blends right in. So I went out in my yard and I was able to collect some bits and pieces of plants that are sort of dried out from being dead over winter. I mean, they're the kind of plants that will come back next year. So there were some tall grasses, there were some dried lavender branches, there were some little berries that we have that grow on bushes, and the berries had kind of sort of like, I guess the way to describe them is they were almost like, they're usually kind of plump and purplish, and they were still purple, but they were sort of dried up, I guess is the word to use for them. And so that was interesting. And so what I found was, I remember Treasure Books, Natasha, I think is her name. And if it's not, I'm really sorry if you watch this. Please correct me. But she did point out that if there are things in there that are like too pokey, like they're too thick or they stick up, they poke up through the napkin, you want to take them off. So I was trying to, when I brought all the stuff in the house, I separated it. And I was trying to make sure that, this is awfully small. I don't know why I'm going so small. I guess I want some small stamps, right? Yeah, so I went through it all, and if the stuff was too stiff, I guess is the word for it, too thick, too pokey, I took it out. I just discarded it. And so I think what I've got will make some really nice paper. And the lavender leaves from the branches of the lavender, not the, I'm trying to figure out which way this goes, not the lavender buds themselves, but the branches that the buds, you know, kind of grow out of. Oops, that didn't come out too straight, did it? They're soft and they're flat. So those are going to stay the way they are. And I don't think I have anything else here. Let's see. We'll do, I'm not going to worry about the last one because it's too small. So it's not 100% dry yet. It's getting there. Almost. Might be good enough. Maybe we can cut it. So the lavender will be fun to use. I don't know that you'll be able to smell it because when you put it down, you're kind of, you have to cover it with tissue and everything. So I don't think you'll be able to smell the lavender leaves. They do have a scent to them, but I don't think it'll show up through the glue and the napkin that you have to put over the top and all that. But if you haven't watched that video and you're interested in the faux handmade paper, you might want to look into that. So let me close this up before I put all this stuff back in here. See, I didn't even use this time. Put that in there. All right. So let's see if these will work. They work pretty well. The thicker the paper, the better they work. I don't know if these came out as good as Rachel's or not. I don't think so. Well, it's not too off not too off square. Gosh. Square and straight, two hard concepts for me. We all have our challenges, don't we? Yeah, so I'm excited to do that paper. I just have not, I have some tea bags that I've been drying, and I'm going to pull those out of, pull the tea leaves out of the tea bags and save the tea bag papers and use those. Ooh. Gosh. Okay. And then, what else did she use? Tea. And she used bits of fabric. I don't know if I want to use bits of fabric in mine. Oh, you know what I do have that I need to pull out? And I don't know how they're going to hold up once I take them out. I have some, I think, unless my husband discarded them, I have some tulip leaves, and I think I might have some rose leaves from the flowers from my father-in-law's funeral back in the spring. I kept those things because I wanted the petals from them. So I think I could use those too, right? Why not? I don't have any dried. Well, that's not true. I do have some dried flowers. Well, they're not dried. Are pressed flowers the same as dried flowers? Because I have some pressed flowers from when I went out in the fall and I was, look, I can make another snap. And I was picking, you know, teeny tiny flowers off of like buttercups and stuff like that. So I should be able to use that in there, right? Wouldn't that be the same as dried flowers? Somebody? Anybody? Want to answer me? That one might have been too close. Oops. So my eyes are still adjusting. I am wearing my glasses for seeing up close, but I used to work really close to my face, and now I have to learn to back up. Back off, lady. So now I have to hold things out here in order to see them clearly with my super magnifying glasses. It's weird. Too many adjustments for an old lady. I swear. But yeah, so it rained for 2 days. It was sunny for a day. Now it's raining today, and it's cold. Like, it's that damp, kind of bitter, cold rain. It's not very straight. And, yeah, it was no fun to be out today. But we went out because we usually go to Red Lobster on Fridays. And because my husband was not feeling well, we didn't go. So he was feeling a little bit better today. There. Aren't those fun? I think they're fun. These are pretty. I like those. So now we can use, and I have no idea what set this came from. When I separated them out, I didn't keep what set it was from, so I have no clue. If it's a Bow Bunny, might be a Bow Bunny. I buy a lot of Bow Bunny stamps from Tuesday Morning. That's the place. Because, yeah, I'm so on top of things right now. Okay. Where are we? 33 minutes? Boy, you guys must be bored to tears. Okay, we're gonna play a little. I have a smaller one of those. These are pretty small. This other set. And this one. That one might be better if it'll stick. So we're gonna do a cancellation stamp. Oop. Yeah, see? Doesn't want to stick. Ooh, that's cute. I like it. Oop. There we go. That's working, huh? I don't know. Did I make these too small, you think, to do this? Hey, we're just playing, right? Isn't that what it's about? Just playing around. Just playing around. So I am not sure when I'm going to play with the making the faux handmade paper. But I'm sort of getting antsy to do that. So I need to empty out my tea bags. I'm sure there's a right way up and an upside down. Hi, Martha. Didn't really want to stamp right over the flower. That's the problem. You do these and then you got to stamp over the image. So I don't know. Anywho's, so I'm sorry. This has been a very, very non-talkative. Well, I'm talking, but I'm not really saying anything, am I? Okay. Try and get that right side up. I'm just gonna put the edge on there. Just a faint bit of image. See? And then that's fun. That'd be fun to stick on pages, huh? I like the way they're coming out. And they were pretty quick. Lego my ego. There. All done. Well, I have the other strip to do. It's still wet though. It's still a bit wetter than, yeah. And maybe this one I'll do the stamping before I cut them out. That might be easier. Don't know why I didn't think of that before. But that's still drying. Okay, so obviously the Collage Page dried faster than the Gel Matte Medium dried. Note to self. The Collage Page is really thin, so I think that's why. And the Collage Page, no, the Matte Medium is a lot thicker. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Could ought to be. Alright, so we're going to put those up there. And put that over there. And I will pop these up sort of in front of me. And we'll put, I didn't leave room for my, oh, I'm sorry, I'm reaching in front of the camera. Okay. And put my brushes away. Put my scissors away. And then put that over here. So I want to show you what I have pulled together. All right. So these are the pages that I decided to pull together. I'll show you one. These are the, I don't think I showed these. I don't think I had these done. I think we just made Ephemera in the first one maybe. So I've pulled these pages together. See, I can't remember if I showed you or not. So I have tea stained, then I have a doily, then a tea stained, then I have a lined notebook page, tea stained. Well, these are tea stained too. Coffee filter, tea stained page. Then this is not tea stained, but I stenciled it and collaged with napkin. Excuse me. That's tea-stained graph, tea-stained ledger, tea-stained. This is tracing paper, tea-stained. And what I did was I folded those in, and I may make a pocket out of them. I reinforced the edge with old book page, stamped on napkins. That's a printed napkin, and that's a stamped on napkin. And this is all stamped on napkin. And this is old from a, and it's not in here, from a piece of music sheet. That's what it is. It's the edge from a music sheet on these pages. And then that's, you know, a tuck spot there. And then the other half of that is all the same papers. And again, collaged napkins. The coffee filter, lined, doily, and this is one of the paper bags that we gessoed and decoupaged and stamped. I think that needs more stamping on it though. I do. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Just happen to have this. Let's see if there's anything else in here I want. So, I have a friend, and I asked on the chat page, the journal chat page, junk journal chat page, maybe it is. I have a friend who's a holistic healer, and I want to make her a journal, so I was asking for ideas. So I got a lot of good ideas for that. So I got that sort of wrapped up in my head. And, yeah. So now I've got that going on in my brain, plus this going on my brain. And so that's why I'm all kind of hunkered down. When I get too many things going in my brain, that's when I really have a tough time. I end up overthinking everything. And that's never a good thing. Not with my brain. So yeah, I'm a little overthinker today, the last few days, and trying to do too many things at once. I'm much better if I just do one project at a time, if I just do not overwhelm my poor little sad brain, and if I can just stick to focusing on one thing, then I'm much better off. That one's already pretty busy. Pretty busy. This could use a little more. This already has a lot of script stamping on it, but it's sort of under the gesso. So I thought I'd do a little on top. There. That's enough. That's enough. So I've pulled together the pages, and we just need to decorate some more, really. Oh, that was smart. And that is why I wear old crummy clothes when I craft. Because in case you didn't see that, which I don't think you did, I happened to just, you know, put the stamp right on my shirt. Just dropped it face down right on my shirt. All right. So, we made some tags. Didn't we? Didn't we? Now, I made these pages, but they're very thin and flimsy, so I can't really use them for pockets. I could just put them on a page, but I did the back so you could write on it like a journaling card, but they're too flimsy for journaling cards. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with those. I don't know yet. I took the envelopes out. I did not like the envelopes. I have the paper bags still, and I have these pages here. So I haven't decided what to do with those. Where? Okay, this happened to me last time. I had 3 of these paper bags. Now I can only find one. I am telling you, my house is haunted. My house is haunted because I had 3 of those bags. In fact, I had to gesso the 3rd one because I couldn't find it. It disappeared. Now I have 1, can't find the other 2. No clue where they are. They're not where they should be, which is in this bucket with the other stuff. Things disappear from my craft room constantly. And you saw me flip through these. There was no paper bag in here, right? So I'm not losing my mind. Well, I am, but there was not a paper bag in here. Oh, I'm starting to worry myself. Yeah, we won't talk about that. All right, I need some tall journaling cards. I want to put some tall journaling cards in here. So I'm not even going there. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. Yeah. Call the insane asylum. Martha's losing it. Alright, so if I make, I wonder if I could get three tall journaling cards out of this. Of course I could. This is 11, 3, 6, 9, 4, 8, 12. So it has to be somewhere between 3 and 4. I'm just cracking myself up because, honest to goodness, I start to worry about myself. I had put everything for this journal in this bin, and now don't even know where it is. Oh, and there goes a bunch of stuff, but not the bags. Oh, Martha. 3.5, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7. I know I go through this every time. It's quite the conundrum. Me and math. Eyeballing it works. Yeah. It's just too much for me to handle. I'm telling you. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to make some tall journaling cards. And to be honest, this cannot be that tall because, you know, it just won't fit. It'll stick out a little too much. So I am actually going to try to add a little interest to this by making it an unconventional journaling card. Although I should wait until I do that to tear that off. Yes, I should. Because, you know, once I get it done, we can then tear off the sides. Make sure there's no bad words. It'd be just my luck. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know about you, but getting my husband to take medicine for a cold You know, it's like near impossible, right? So I go in the room last night. I go, we don't have like, we don't have a linen closet. Like, I didn't realize until after we moved in that this house was not built with a linen closet. Now, to me, that's just so bizarre. I don't get it. I don't know why that happens. Why would you build a house without a linen closet for the bathroom, for the master bathroom? So I have a dresser, and I keep like my sheets, my pillowcases, and like, you know, stuff like Band-Aids and bandages and braces and the things you accumulate over the years for medical stuff and tape and all that kind of stuff. And that's where I keep that kind of medicine that you don't use all the time, you know. And so I went in there and I pulled out the Mucinex and I pulled out some Hall's cough drops. Well, of course, it was all expired. Because you use that stuff how often, you know? In fact, the the cough drops expired in 2018. Yeah. And we're at the end of 2019 now, so that was interesting. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So I feel like that was a... He did take a Mucinex, even though it was expired. It was only expired by, I think it was September, October, November, December, 3 months. But he bought some fresh today at the store. And don't you know that stuff was expensive? It was, I think he said $35 or something. Crazy. It was crazy. And he didn't realize it. He didn't look like for the price. He picked it up in, like, we went to Giant, which is a food store. And he just picked it up out of nowhere. Like, it was, he went to pick up a prescription. And they had a cold and flu kind of countertop there. And they had the Mucinex on it. And so he picked it up from there. And I guess there was no, he says there was no price tag on the shelf with it. So I'm like, okay. That stuff was expensive, man. Of course, that's all he could talk about on the way home was how expensive it was then. Of course. So, what did I do this morning? I was tearing papers using my ruler. And I don't have a tear ruler. I was just using a ruler. And my wrist and my hand and my fingers are really not happy with me now. So, yeah. No fun. That's what happens in damp, cold weather. You know? Virginia winter. I guess I should be grateful, but there comes a time when you just get tired of... I don't like that. I don't want that one. I mean, at this point, like I said before, I think I'd rather have snow. Because at least then it would look like winter. But when you have to deal with the cold and dead trees and dead leaves everywhere and gray skies and all that stuff, it just doesn't feel like winter. It just feels like nasty cold that you have to suffer through. So, anyways, this has been a cheerful video, hasn't it? Not very. Sorry about that. I am sorry. I warned you at the beginning. I was kind of in a funky mood. So But I'm glad to be back, able to craft with you all. Oh, that's not going to go there. I just used that. I think I want this. Crafting with you guys because, you know, it is more fun with company. I talked to a friend who had to move away from Virginia. She moved back to New York City to be near her children. Well, Long Island, but still New York City, sort of. And, you know, we were talking about crafting and stuff. And she said she'd rather craft with friends, so she doesn't craft anymore. And I'm like, well, I'd rather craft with friends too, but that's why I turn on YouTube and watch other crafters while I'm crafting. Because, you know, if you're just doing mindless stuff like this, I want somebody to do it with. I like that. Okay. Now I need a focal point, though. What am I going to use for a focal point? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I have all this Tim Holtz stuff, and I really need to use it, but I'm just not that into his stuff, which sounds sacrilegious, but it's true. I do like the flowers, though. I still haven't used my new die cutting machine. Can you believe that? That's a little dark. I think I need something a little brighter. Thought that's what I wanted. No. I am not loving it. It does need to be something tall, though. Maybe we'll put something behind it. What do you think? Maybe we'll just put that at the top. How about... I know I have some somewhere. Real burlap? And then I could, like... No, don't like that. I have this fun little pack, Art C, Ephemera collage kit, and of course I got it at Tuesday morning. Don't like that either. Uh-oh. One of those moods. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's see. This is sitting back here. Is this going to be too dark too? That covers too much up. Well, dang it. Like this. I love this. These are labels on cloth. I think I'm going to have to do that. I like that. I'm going to have to stamp some labels on cloth. Should I use this as a tab? That's an idea too, huh? Look, squirrel! Yeah. Okay, not doing it for me. I like the cloth label. My problem is I like the background. My other problem is I don't want anything really covering it up too much. Well, let's see. I think all these butterflies I got off of Graphics Fairy. Okay, I like that. I belong to the Graphics Fairy premium site. So yeah. We shall use some Fabri-Tac. So I get a lot of things off of there and just print them off. And sometimes I remember to print them on sticker, you know, full sheet labels. And then I found some today going through one of my other books, my storage ephemera books. I found the full sheet ones. And so tonight I will take my scissors and I will fussy cut those out. I like that. I am definitely going to have to print some labels on fabric. Just on muslin. I like it. Now, am I sure I don't want to put this there? I don't know. Where's my butterfly? I always opt for a butterfly over anything else. All right. Close that up. Get my brush. Get my coffee. Oop. Color up the edges and the white bit. So it doesn't look quite so stark. I'm funny about the antennae. Antennae? I don't like to chop them off. I feel like it's cruel and unusual punishment to the butterfly. Come on. Alrighty. There we go. I like it. I forgot to tear the edge over here though. I was going to tear this edge off before I did anything else to it, wasn't I? Leave it to Martha to forget. Yep. Martha forgot. My hand aches so much it doesn't want to help the situation any. Okay, not too much. Oh, Marth, come on. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Most of it. There. Gabby, what are you doing over there? She's trying to make a nest in her bed. We have this old cat bed. And Gabby, the little Maltese, just loves that little round bed. So she tries to make a nest in it. And then curls up like a cat. Because she can. Because she's all of 8 pounds. Our cat weighed 9.5 pounds. So the cat was taller than or heavier than the dog. Used to beat her up all the time too. He's no longer with us. Okay, these can go over there. All right. I don't think I'm going to put any paper on the back. I think I'm just going to ink it. And then we're going to call this video done because I've tortured you all enough. And I'll be back with some more interesting stuff, hopefully. I know I have not been that riveting to watch. Trust me, I know. And I'll try and be in a better mood. Maybe I need to wrap my Christmas gifts for the kids, for the grand girls. and call that good. Maybe I'll be in a better mood when that is done instead of waiting. At least my husband isn't sounding like he's hacking up a lung today, which is good because he was sounding pretty rough yesterday. He didn't feel as bad, except for being tired from coughing. But you know how it is. It comes nighttime and it gets worse. All right. So this is just going to go in here. Of course, I have 2 more to make. I like it. I like that a lot. Okay. So I'm going to put you out of your misery now and stop torturing you and call this good for today. And I'm going to keep working, and I will show you what I come up with along the way. And I hope you guys have a great week. It's Monday. It is Monday. And that you enjoy whatever you're doing. And happy crafting. And I love you guys. And I'll watch this back. And if it stinks, we're just not putting it up. And we'll do something else. Take care, everybody. Hugs and kisses. Love you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking in with me. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye.